All right. Welcome back, all you Holotable heroes. It's your boy Itachi, and we've got your friendly neighborhood Evo. What's going on, Evo?
What's up, man?
In the building, and this is the Imperial Military Podcast Show. And today we're going to be going over our free-to-play accounts, the IMPS Itachi account, the IMPS Evo account, and we're going to be talking about who should your first pit solo raid team be. All this and more coming up right after this. All right, and we are back. How are you doing, my friend? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. Loving life right now. Starting to make that climb back up in Arena. I was really hating Arena there for a while. I think it was up into the 500 or 600s. Now we're back to 203. We got that Papa Palpatine going on. Got that Zeta. Yeah, my first Zeta. So at 203, and we are at 19, still holding strong on that top 20 in Fleet Arena all day, every day. So let's get into this and see how we're doing. I'm currently at level 84. I probably got about a quarter of the way left to get to 85, and then we'll be maxed out on our levels, which is awesome, fantastic. Challenges wise, I finally unlocked multi-sim, and oh, what a time saver this is. I'm so happy about that. So really happy about that. As you guys know, training droid able to complete tier 4, which is that final tier, 3-star in it. So we just got to sim that today, which is awesome. And now we're going to go over Cantina battles, light side, dark side battles, fleet battles, how I'm doing in Galactic War, and then we'll move over to characters after that, as well as mod battles. Let's start all the way over here in the corner here, mod battles. We tend to forget this. So I'm currently making my way through 9, which is all of our mod salvage to help actually increase the level of our mods and make those better. That's how you get your better stats and things like that, and you eventually take them to that gold mod and then to the 6.E mod. And so that is going to be really, really fantastic for us, getting these completely unlocked. It's going to take me a little while as I get through and I start upgrading the mods that I have, getting my characters to some better gear levels so I can really get through this all the way.
Yeah, I mean, I think now that you're working on your Empire team,
yeah,
that that should take you through, especially like the Night Sisters is the next one. Because I know that's what I did on my main account. By the time I was able to unlock those, I pretty much ran straight through it with my Empire team. But I had focused hard on Empire. On that account,
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. So, yeah, I should. We'll take a look at it, and I'll go back through it probably here soon. I'm probably looking towards the end of the week. I want to do a little bit more work on my Empire before I go in there. I did finally get that Zeta, so I didn't have that before. I just got that on, I think, yesterday, so I haven't tried it since then.
Yeah, mine is not ready. I tried it, but it's not ready.
So we're still on 8. Haven't gone through this yet, and this is the final part of Cantina battles here. So there's nothing after 8, and so we just need to make our way through this.
We got a Brian Carmona on here. Is that
okay.
Somebody that you know of, or?
Not at the top of my head, but what's going on, Brian?
Says, I want to start playing this game, but I'm always do some research before. I read so much how hard to play because of whales. What advice can you give?
Yeah, so just really depends. New to this channel, well, welcome and thank you for joining us, Brian. Let's start off with that. Greatly appreciate you stopping by. So, Brian, with that, as far as being new and you want to do free to play, you just have to come to some realities of the game. I would say, one, you probably want to start whenever a new quarter starts. If you're going to start a new account, I think that's about when they start. It's a grind, depends on the shard. New players aren't as whaley. Yeah, it definitely depends on the shard. I don't know if I'd say that, DSP. Our shard is pretty whaley. And we're only in 17 weeks. But starting towards I want to say around the beginning of quarters for Capital Games is probably the best time because I think they start a new shard around every quarter. I think they group in about 3 months worth of players, and I think it's in sync with their actual quarter as far as I can tell. I may be completely wrong with that. It may just be they fill up a server for an actual shard and they go on to the next. Outside of that, having a plan, staying with the plan, we've got a farming guide. It's nice to stay up with that. If you're staying on that on a daily basis, it typically takes approximately 3 months to fully farm out a team. When you're starting off, you're not going to get all your gear at that point. But as you get farther on, it's about 3 months, getting them from gear 0 or gear 1 all the way up to gear 12, right? It took you about 3 months for Darth Revan. It was less than that.
Yeah, probably about that.
About 3 months. So, yeah, approximately 3 months or so for most of your teams.
To gear him or to get him?
Gear him.
No, to gear him took just over a month.
Just over a month. That's what it was.
Yeah, to farm him was longer, but...
Yeah, so farming the characters for a squad is going to take you about 3 months. The gear and everything is going to kind of go along with that as you're going along, and it just really depends on how you're farming. It's going to depend on your payouts and things like that. I think with the farming guide that we have, help you really optimize your 2 arenas. You have Fleet Arena and you have Squad Arena. And Fleet Arena comes out a little bit later. So what is the link for your beginner tutorial? Actually, if you look at this series, so this should be under... Number one thing is to get in a good guild as fast as possible. Active players in a helpful guild is huge. Yeah, DSP is absolutely right, Brian. The link, I'll have to put that back in. It should be one of my top views. There's 2 on there because I did a beginner guide when I first started the channel. That one's got a lot of good information on it, but it's very, very long, and it was a little crazy for me in my own mind as far as how long that took. The other one should be called, go down, you're right there at it. SWGOH 2019 Beginners Farming Guide. It's got 200 views, and we streamed it 3 months ago. Now that's the guide I'd probably look at. That is what this series is based off of, and we're currently in week 17 of this series. So you go through that beginner tutorial, and we talk about what the path is going to be and where you want to go. The original one was from 7 months ago. It was like December. That one's really long, but it does have my most views, 3.5 thousand views. But I would go with the newest one, the 2019 one, because that's more up to date than what the one in December was.
Yeah, if you want to watch the first one just to poke fun at the new Itachi stream there, it's pretty good to see, but.
Yeah, but big tips, find a good guild quick, as soon as possible, because once you unlock that, you're going to want to be able to get into that guild and be able to start requesting gear that's going to help you along a lot. 2, don't give up on a farm, okay? So if you start farming a character, don't give up on the character. Continue to farm that character and finish it out. Number 3 is have a plan and write it down. Those are the top 3, and you're going to stick to that plan. So, like I said, we have a guide. If you want to use that guide, it's a great guide. There's some other guides out there that you can use as well. I think everyone pretty much has something pretty similar now as far as guides are concerned. What's going to help you out most with territory battles, territory wars, arena, grand arena, and these are all game modes, fleet arena. So that's what you want to go through. You want to get those allies as soon as possible, preferably ones that are going to have characters that have AoEs, so areas of effects. The more of those that you have, like not Evo, this has Emperor Palpatine. Emperor Palpatine is an area of an effect. And typically you want to see if you can find people that are level 85. They've got gear 12 characters to help you progress through light side and dark side battles easily and quickly, so you can 3-star those. So you're not going back and wasting energy to take something from 1-star or 2-star up to 3 stars. Those are the big tips I would say. Outside of that, you're going to pay attention to your refreshes. You have daily refreshes that give you energy. Those are the best time to go into the stores and actually grab stuff. Have you added the Geos or any characters to get Padme for the farming guide? Actually, yes, Rayson. I am updating the farming guide. It's funny you talk about that. Evo and I were just debating about that prior to the stream, of what to update on. And I'm going to show some of that stuff, not completely all of it, because I am going to release the new farming guide to my guild first, and then I will release it out to you guys. So that is how that's going. All right, so light side battles, we are on 9 hard. So we finished 9 normal, 3 starred everything, 9 hard. I did 9A and I 1-starred it, so I just stopped. I didn't go any farther because I'm going to have to go back and go through that battle. But I need some better gear in order to do that on some light side characters. Dark side battles, obviously we are still stuck at 8 hard because we can't go to 9 until we get to level 85, which should be coming up. You should be next week. Hopefully we should be getting to 85. DSP, if you'd be my ally, you could use my G13 General Grievous or G12 Padme. Both of those are fantastic characters. All right, so with ships, fleet battles, you guys have seen me go through and progress through this. So I've been able to 3-star all of my hard nodes. So 3 hard is all 3-starred.
Which that's crazy in itself to just be able to go through it. So if that's the only reason why you go for GOs when you're starting out, like that's good enough.
Yeah, Geonosians should 100% be your first fleet characters to go after. So 4 hard. So let me go back. Normal, I 3-starred all of 4 normal. 5 is the last part of fleets. So 4 hard is where I'm at. I don't think I can progress through this. I think 4 hard is a little bit more geared towards 7-star capital ships. But I am going to try at some point to get through this. I was kind of waiting, so I haven't gotten there yet. Galactic War, I'm completing every day now with no issue. Man, I can't. Man, that's crazy. Look at that. Gear 13 Zalabar. Whew. But we're hitting 85 soon, and we can just multi-sim this, which I cannot wait for. I just can't wait for. I'm super, super excited about that. But this, by the way, Brian, this game is completely enjoyable with free-to-play. I actually think it's more enjoyable free-to-play than it is when you pay-to-play. There's a reason I say that. The reason is when you start pay-to-playing, you get into this cycle. I've noticed it on my main account, right? I've put a little bit of money in the main account, and then your meta arena team, yeah, the game I think is way better free to play. Your meta arena team is like not at the top 10, and so now you're like trying to figure out like, okay, what can I budget this month to try to get these guys gear up, to get better mods, to do all these other things. And so I think it comes a little bit more miserable. And honestly, the past 2 months, I actually really haven't spent any money on my main account. And I'll be completely honest with you, I am so much happier that way. 100% happier with me doing it the free-to-play way, going back to free-to-play like I started the game originally on my main account. And I'm really enjoying it. I enjoy my IMPS. I honestly enjoy this account probably more than I do my main account, just because of how far I've gotten, where I'm at on certain things. I'm not behind in ships like I am on my main account, and it's really enjoyable for me. If you watch the beginning of the series, starting with week 1 and week 2, you'll see that I had very high squad arena payouts, as well as extreme #1 spot in ships once we hit ships. So I've been doing pretty well. Ships, I've maintained top 20, which is really good. All right, so let's get into our characters, and I'm actually going to break this down a little bit. So we're going to start with our bounty hunters. We're going to go squad by squad here and where we're at. Bounty hunters are huge since we have Brian here and he hasn't played the game yet. Bounty hunters are huge for quite a few things, as we know, as some of you guys know out there. They're going to be big for your credit heist, the training droid heist. You have bounty hunter. What is that? That other event that they have? Not Chewbacca, but the event for like you have. I think Nest is on there. You can get Han Solo.
I forget what it's called.
They're the bounties. It's something bounties.
Yeah.
But they're great for that. They're also used for. There's another special event they're used for. They're used for a lot in this game. They're also used for a legendary character, which Evo just destroyed there. The original trilogy Chewbacca. Yeah, Galactic Bounty. Thank you, Rayson. I couldn't think of what it was. Galactic Bounty. So they're also used for original trilogy Chewbacca. They're also used for the original trilogy Millennium Falcon. So they're by far used for so much in this game and are definitely worth it. So we got Jango Fett at 3 stars here. About to hit gear 8, so we'll unlock his payout there. I just need to get these things. I need 8 more of those and 18 of these. I used these earlier today to increase my gear on Poggle. So Greedo is at gear 8, which I kind of stopped there. So we got his payout. You've got his unique at 7, not quite maxed out. His basics at 7, and then 6 and 6 here. And they're also using a special event on territory battles. I cannot talk tonight. Territory battles, dark side, by the way. So which these guys were able to get through just fine today. Gear 7 Boba Fett. So 1 piece away. He also needs that same piece that Jango Fett does, like father, like son. Then we got Cad Bane. We need to get to gear 7. I've been lacking on that, but he also needs that exact same piece. So I need quite a bit of those. Finally got Dengar, my man Dengar to 6 stars. So he's rolling around along here. He's at gear 7. And so right now that is my bounty hunter team, and they're doing pretty good for me. That is the wrong button. All right, moving on to our Empire. Like I said, I've done some work on the Empire. And the Empire, since we're here, are actually going to be your first heroic pit raid solo team. Okay? Now, how this solo team works, let me switch up real quick. How this solo team works, I'm going to put up a team on the screen for you guys to see. So this team here is going to use Darth Vader lead with a Zeta. As you can see, they put out some big numbers. You can solo the entire raid, over 10 million damage, majority of it being done by Darth Vader himself. Okay, so with Darth Vader's Zeta on his leadership, inspiring through fear. Okay,
well, man, it's the Veda Zeta.
It is. The Veda Zeta. Zader. It's Zader. So at 7, Empire Sith allies gain 30% offense and have a 25% chance to remove 10% turn meter. Excuse me. When they damage an enemy, this turn meter removal can't be resisted. Okay? When you go to 8, okay, we're going from 30% offense, 25% and 25% chance to remove 10% turn meter, to they have a 50% chance to remove 20% turn meter. Okay? And Darth Vader is going to continuously apply damage over time for 2 turns whenever damage over time expires on an enemy. Okay? So, with this, Vader and the rest of this team are going to continuously reduce turn meter, which is huge for the pit raid. This means your enemies, the NPCs, aren't going to take turns. Okay? And that is the biggest thing for the pit raid, is reducing the turns that are taken by the NPCs. Now you add in Emperor Palpatine, Now, honestly, I've already got. He was my first Zeta because this is my Thrawn Zeta for Fracture 2. Fracture doesn't require a Zeta. It's an Omega. But you will want the unique. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So I do have the Zeta on Papa Palpatine. So when a buff on an enemy expires, Empire and Sith allies gain 5% turn meter. Which helps a little bit as well. But the big thing is Vader's, and then really you don't need Admiral Thrawn, but Ebb and Flow does help quite a bit. So with this, we'll go through the whole thing. Thrawn has 100% counter chance, 100% tenacity, and minus 50% speed while enemies are fractured. Whenever another Empire ally uses a special ability while Thrawn is active, that ally gains 15% turn meter. And if any enemies are fractured, Thrawn and fractured enemies lose 15% turn meter. Yes, Rayson, I know what you mean. So his unique Ebb and Flow, you're going to want a Zeta on that as well. Okay? So Vader will be my next Zeta. He's almost to 7 stars. Vader will be my next Zeta on his leadership because of how that leadership works. And they don't need to be geared very high. I mean, they're at gear 9 right now and 8. And quite honestly, that's going to be fine. But we are working on our boy General Veers here. He's at 5 stars, a gear 7. Range Trooper, I haven't started to gear, but I do have him at 4 stars. Working to get him at 5. All right, we have our boy Snow Trooper here. TIE Fighter Pilot, we haven't made any headway on yet. Same with Colonel Stark. He's at 7 stars, but I haven't worked on his gear yet. So he's just chilling. When I'm really ready to get into those Imperial Troopers, you're going to start seeing me put gear on these guys and gearing them up. Right now, I'm focused on this Empire team. Emperor Palpatine, Grand Moff Tarkin, Darth Vader, and Grand Admiral Thrawn at the moment because they are my arena team. First order, we're only going to have crew. So I actually run crew in my arena team. Is going to be in there. And he is my tank for that. And he is gear 8. And 6 stars. And also was an early addition for fleets. And has been pretty good, honestly. Continuing to go forward. He's done pretty doggone well for me. Now, my pride and joy, the Geonosians, my brothers. Sunfac is at 7 stars, gear 10, maxed out. Almost pretty much ready to go to almost ready to go to 11. We need level 85 in order to do so. Geonosian Soldier is at 6 stars. I stopped farming him currently. Missing his basic, the Omega for his basic. But we'll be he's already at gear 11. His next step is gear 12. And then we got my boy Geonosian Spy sitting here like, please someone take me to gear frickin' 11. Sitting at 10, but we need to be at level 85 in order to do so. I just have Hive Tactics maxed out on him, so he's got 3 other abilities that actually need to be Omega'd. Brian says, "Oh wow, how you do that?"
Yeah, so Brian, when you're playing on the phone, you can just kind of log out of one and log into the other one. It might be different on an iPhone, but I know on a Galaxy phone, it just lets you switch through the different account as you log in and out. And then on the computer, we just have 4 different versions of BlueStacks that we open up whenever.
Yep.
Like you can see, I've got 3 of mine going right now on the same screen.
Yeah. So we're just using an emulator that's called BlueStacks that is used for. It's a smartphone emulator for Android. My man's Poggle the Lesser is coming along. He is at 5 stars. He is at gear 8. 1 gear piece away from gear 9. These guys gear very quickly. I will say that. But he's on his way to 6 stars there. So there's my geos. Let's move over to Old Republic. So I still haven't gotten Mission Val or T3 and 4 unlocked. Basil Sean's about to hit 7 stars though. So now I got this toss up sometimes of, man, am I gonna go in, just go ahead and put that Zeta on Vader? Because right now we're really doing Sims in this guild. So I'm getting 10 shards regardless. So it may not be as worth it for me on this particular account. It actually is probably going to be worth me putting that Zeta on Basilishan and really getting ready for Jedi, to be honest with you. Oh, man, that sucked. But yeah, that's where she's at. She is almost at 7 stars. Jolie Bindo is kind of chugging along. And this is why I kind of want to go through 4 so I can get to Jolie's node, hard node on fleets, and unlock that. He's on 4E. So then I can bounce between, on a day-to-day basis, Bastila to Jolie to Zalabar on fleets. And then Big Z here. He's at 3 stars on his way to 4 stars. And get my other 2 nodes here. There we go. So he's coming along pretty nicely. I'm farming him out of fleet battles and out of light side battles there. So Mission Val and T3 and 4 I'm actually about to switch to. I just got Spy and Soldier to 6 stars. And I'm going to hold there before going to 7 stars with those guys. Because they're doing pretty well and they're maintaining that top 20 for me. Phoenix we haven't really done too much on since the last time you saw. I keep saying this, I need to work on Sabine. I really do need to work on Sabine and get her geared. Now that we've got her ship on, I think I've got him at 5 stars now. It's actually becoming a thing where I need to do that. All right, let's talk about my rebels. Admiral Akbar is on his march to 7 stars. He's at gear 8. And so, yeah, he's rolling. So is Biggs Darklighter. We were at 71 out of 100 shards there for Biggs. And he is right now just sitting on gear 6, ready to go to gear 7. This piece is needed for so many people. It's really bugging me. Let's do this real quick. So we're gonna be able to take him to 7 stars here, or gear 7 here soon. My man Biston is on his way to 6 stars and he is at gear 7. So he's rocking and rolling here. We got to start putting mods on him. And Scarif Rebel Pathfinder is at gear 7 on his way to 8 and is at 4 stars as well. I'm going to get him to 5 stars and just kind of stop with him. We just unlocked my man Han Solo today. So we had a raid. Well, maybe it wasn't today. What's the day? Tuesday? So it was actually Monday. I unlocked him at the 5 stars from the raid. I was 4 shards short, and we had a raid on Sunday night for Han Solo. So I got to start working on him. Old Ben, we do have unlocked, but I haven't started gearing him yet. And Wedge is just kind of ticking along. He's a little over halfway. I do need to get him unlocked because his ship is just chilling, waiting on him. We're not going to activate Princess Leia yet. We're not there. And I did get 6-star R2-D2 as well. So he's new to the actual roster there that you guys haven't seen. And that is a legendary event. So we did get R2-D2 at 6 stars. Oops. So moving on from Rebels, I think that's really it. Let me just uncheck here. We're over Bounty Hunters, Rebels, Empire, and that's where we're kind of at. Brian, thank you for the subscription, brother. Greatly appreciated. Jedi, I'm not really working on. Hermit Yoda, I do have 72 out of 145 shards. So, not too far off of that. And we're going to have that Jedi team rocking and rolling here shortly. Darth Treya, we're at 49 out of 145 shards, and this is what we're talking about being in a good guild so you can get through a lot of these things. R2 and Han, woohoo, great characters. You're absolutely right, DSP. And this is what we're talking about being in good guilds. We're in a guild that is able to do heroic Sith raid. That is very, very big because on our main accounts, like, we just got into this guild and we're quite a ways away from unlocking Treya because we're so far behind. Getting in it early with this account is going to be great for us for once we hit Grand Arena. We're already doing territory wars, but soon we'll be able to help out in territory wars in other ways that we're not able to do right now. Jinkin is not that far away, my friend. He's at 108, still a couple of shards away from GK. You're absolutely right, Ray Sun. He's on his way as well. So hopefully by the time Yoda comes back along, at least I'll be able to 5-star Yoda, if not more. Depending on where we're at and when the Old Republic Jedi Knight Revan comes back around, I might get Jedi Knight Revan before I get Yoda. That's kind of scary. But that's what we want to do. Right? I think Evo stopped listening to me.
Sorry, I'm trying to focus on this ship battle because my Geonosians are not where yours are, so I have to actually pay attention.
Oh, I pay attention on mine, in all fairness. Jedi, so we have Basil at 6 stars, 4-star, 4-star, and then we've got 7-star Kanan and 7-star Ezra. That's really about it. I have Ahsoka, Barriss, and Jedi Knight Anakin all favorited. Because I am going to try to get Brood Alpha unlocked. I don't think I'm going to hit this Padme event that's coming along. Well, Jedi from JKR can help unlock Yoda. Yeah, Jedi from JKR can help unlock Yoda. There's only 2 of them, DSP. And obviously Jedi Knight Revan. But yeah, I completely lost my train of thought. Oh, Geonosians are separatists, and Leia is coming back to the holotables. I cannot talk tables. In August, and I think next week. 3 of 5, right? Yeah, 3 of 5. You're right. So that would be the plan. Actually, you unlock Jedi Knight Revan. Well, you start with Phoenix. You get 2 of your Jedi there. You go on to Old Republic, farm Old Republic. You get 3 out of that with Jedi Knight Revan, which gives you a total of 5 to go through in 7-star. Yoda. So, yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think Evo's in a better path than I am for that. So, separatists are needed against Leia, Princess Leia. Or not Leia, Padme. So, I think if I can get to Brood Alpha.
You just call her Leia Mama.
Yeah, Leia's mama. I don't know if I'm going to get to Brood Alpha in time. I'm definitely not getting to Brood Alpha in time. We're free to play. I'll probably unlock the node. I know DSP and I were having a conversation earlier. He said they're really not that great against Leia or Padme. Jesus. It's her mama.
Leia Mama.
Leia Mama. But I guess the question is, how well do they do after the rework? That's really the big question, because we just had the big rework. So for Geos, so I am curious to see how well they work potentially against Padme in the event, specifically in the event. I'm sure meta-wise, they probably don't do that well. But we'll see how that works. I don't think that's going to happen this go-round, but definitely next go-round. When she comes back in another 3 months, I should have Brood Alpha raring to go for that event. We're like 3 months away from Jedi Knight Revan, so I really need to buckle down on my Old Republic and catch up. All right, that's all I have. We're gonna kick it over to my man's Evo, and he's gonna talk about what's going on in his account.
Yeah, so obviously I've dropped a few levels behind Itachi. He's almost 85. I am sitting snug back here at halfway through 82. So I'm a few weeks behind him at this point. But let's see what I'm working on. I worked on my Empire team. I don't have anyone Zated yet, but this is where they're sitting. 5-star Palp, Tarkin's maxed out. Everybody's gear 8 with Palp at 10, Thrawn at 9. Vader is sitting at 6-star, just barely over 6-star. I was able to 6-star Thrawn, so I haven't kind of stopped gearing them. And I don't remember why, but I'm sure I'll get to that in just a second, so hang on with me here. My bounty hunters, I was working on them before I switched over to Empire, so everybody's at gear 8 there. So they have all their abilities unlocked. I 7-starred Dengar yesterday. Made sure I saved that for Itachi, since he's been having so much trouble.
Yeah, now I ran into that. Like, I got him to 6 stars, and I can't find him again.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit ahead of him as far as the bounty hunters go. I'm just kind of waiting to unlock Bosk so I can start working on him as quickly as possible. And Old Republic. So my Old Republic is a bit farther along than Itachi's. I think your Bastila was further along, right? I just 6-starred her the other day. But
they're right there. They're neck and neck. You're at 12
Bastila.
stars. I got 13.
Oh, nice. So I caught up a little bit.
Yeah.
So Bastila, Jolie, Zalabar, they're all gear 7. I've been working on them a little bit. Same with Mission and T3M4. I have stopped farming T3M4. I got him to 3-star, and I'm going to round out Mission. Because I'll probably have her and Zalabar. I'll probably have Zetas on them pretty early, so I want to get them maxed out as quickly as possible. I have not unlocked Zalabar in fleets yet, so that's kind of what's holding me back with him. Otherwise, he would be much further along as well. But that's where I'm sitting with them. I farm Jahani. Have I been farming? I've been farming Jahani on and off. I haven't been farming her because so many of these guys are light side. All 3 of these guys are light side right now. I've been farming them, those 3, and Django have been my hard node farms. So let's see where else we are here. Not doing as hot on my arena as Itachi is. I'm down to 750 with my rank. A lot of that is me not playing at the best times. So I keep dropping quite a bit, and I do need to work on my Empire a little bit more to really get them strong. But they're doing well, and they've been doing really well for me in Galactic War. I was having some tough Galactic Wars, but I was able to round it out so that I can multi it now when I get to 85. So
yeah, they helped out a lot for me too.
And let me see where else we are here. Cantina battles. I'm cleared up for as far as I can go. So 3-star all the way through 7. 8 unlocks at 83, so I'm not there yet. My mod battles, I'm in the same spot Itachi is with the first 2 unlocked. So I'm working my way through that 3rd one, but I am not ready for it yet. I know I need to work on my Empire team to get through there. Let's look at Jedi real quick. I think my Jedi were a little bit further along than yours were.
Yeah, I think you got a little bit going for you on Jedi there. You're a little ahead on some of that.
Yeah, so I'm ready for Yoda. So I've got Ezra, Kanan are 7-star, Bastila 6, Jolie is 5, and Obi-Wan is 5. He's almost 6-star. So that'll be my team to unlock Yoda. So I'm ready to unlock him when he comes around. I do need to put some gear into Obi-Wan, but he's ready to go. So.
Oh.
You all right over there?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw this fleet battle that's going on, but.
Oh, now I have a YouTube up, so.
Damn it.
So yeah, I mean, Gen Ken's 90 out of 145, so a little bit longer to go there. But that's where I'm at with the Jedi. What else we got here? I think that's it as far as what I'm working on. I haven't started on these guys yet. Yeah. And then let's see what I'm working on in shipments. Got Bubba unlocked, so I'm rounding out my Cassian's U-Wing. That's what I'm working on. 7-starring next. I'm working on my Rebel ships. Go to ships here in a minute. finished Dengar here. So now I'm focusing on my CLS team. So when Luke pops up here, old Ben pops up here, so I'll buy them when I see them. Otherwise, I'm kind of holding on to the shards for now and spending on gear where I need to. Working on rounding out Cassian in my Squad Arena store. I finished Greedo, and once Cassian is done, I'll get Leia and Stormtrooper Han. I also want to get Akbar rounded out as soon as I can. So I'll probably play that by ear as far as when I switch to the other guys. Depending on where I am with Luke and old Ben, I'll decide when I switch to them. But that's the next three I need to work on. Leia, Han, and Admiral Akbar. Galactic War Store, I have been buying ships when I see them. Biggs mainly. Biggs and his ship. So I'll have enough to get his ship here in just a second. That's actually what I was working on. Fleet Arena Store, I've been putting everything into my light side ships. So here's Wedge's ship. Put some in there. If Wedge pops up here from time to time, I'll get him. Otherwise, I'm holding onto his shards. What's up?
Pathfinder.
Yeah, that's the one I always forget. So there, I unlocked him. That's probably all I'll do with him for now. It's just unlock him and work on his gear. Guild Event Store, I've been using some of this. I got Leia today, but usually I save this for gear. Cassian Jew-Wing was in here. Here's Bistans. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. And then my shard store, I just use that on gear when something I need is in there. Events, I did 4-star the training droid event. 3-star, not 4-star. I unlocked. Did you get R2?
Yep, 6-starred him.
Oh, you 6-starred him?
Yeah.
Who do you have for your Empire?
I have Palpatine and Thrawn are 6 stars for me.
Okay. My Palp is at 5, so that's why I didn't get that. So I have him unlocked, and I'll work on his gear. I'll 7-star him the next time around. Because I want Luke. 100% I want Luke. He will be my solo person for that, for the raid there. Pit raid.
Yep, that is another. I was going to go into the other teams for that. Like I said, I wanted to focus in on who should be your first really solo pit raid if your guild is not simming the pit raid. So our guild is simming the pit raid. Every once in a while we'll have one that's not simmed, but most of the time we're simming it as far as what I've seen here lately. But as soon as we get to one that's not simmed, I'm going to try to get my pit fighter tag and get those 10 shards with soloing with that Vader team. So using the Zader team is going to, again, it's just all about Terminator removal. CLS does the same thing, but I'll talk about that team after Evo's done.
So here's my ships. So here's my dark side working with Executrix, trying to get the Zeta Mat farm unlocked. I stopped on my Geonosians where Itachi kept going with them, so I kind of see the error of my ways now that he's 3-starring everything. But I did get TIE Advanced unlocked. It's at 4 stars. That is a very powerful ship, so I have that now. And obviously I'll keep working on Vader. I love the Imperial TIE Fighter. I love the ability he has where he gives, your capital ship turn meter. So I always go pretty hard on him. But I completely switched my focus to the Rebel ships, so that's what I'm working on right now. So I've got my Ghost, my Phantom. I've always farmed them when I see them. Biggs I'm working on. I absolutely need to gear him out. I got everyone unlocked for Cassian's Jew-Wing finally, so now I can start gearing them out. And Wedge, I just need a few more shards for Wedge. Where am I at here?
Oh, you're going to beat me on Wedge.
69-80. So, yeah, I need to find 3 more times and I'll get Wedge unlocked. So I'll start powering those guys up. I love the big Wedge combo. So Bistan's U-Wing is something I haven't farmed in the past. So I just started Itachi. me into doing that, and definitely some valid points there. So I will work on them, but these 5 are my main focus as far as my rebels go. So that's where I'm at with them.
Nice.
I think that's all I got for you, mate.
Yeah, I think Evo kind of fell in love there with Cassian's U-Wing after he got it like fully maxed out on our
On my main account.
on his main account, and he put me kind of in the similar situation. I was like, oh man, that is nice. All right, Brian, let me get you this invite real quick.
Yes, please.
6 hours. One use.
Yeah, I love this ability that Cassian Ewing has, where when he enters the battle, he dispels all buffs on all enemies. It's nice. It's very, very handy. And you use that with Phantom 2's enter ability.
Oh, they can't
where
see
he
your
reduces
screen.
the cooldown of. Yeah, that's why I'm reading them off.
Okay.
But where he enters the battle, reduce the cooldown of call reinforcement on allied capital ship by 1. So basically, one turn you bring in Phantom 2. Next turn, you bring in your Cassian G-Wing, strip all the buffs, and you just start picking off who you need to kill.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, Brian, I sent the Discord link there in the live chat, so you can click on that if you have Discord, and it should take you right into the Discord server. So, all right, so here's our current farming guide. As I said earlier today, we will be looking to do some minor updates to this and put it back out there for you guys. Some things that are going to change are tier 1. Instead of just having the 2 characters to farm, Geos will be in tier 1. Absolutely, Rayson. So there's going to be a total of 4 characters in most of these slots. So kind of took out that Royal Guard and slid some things over. We still have Sabine in there, and Sabine's really there for unlocking and then gearing because of her ship. Eventually, you're going to want to take her up to 7 stars later on in the game, but early in the game, it's not necessary. We do get Imperial Troopers started early in the game. That is going to be on there. And then we've got I've got Luke Skywalker, Farm Boy Luke, in there in tier 1 as well. Cantina, we got Geos in there. Geonosian Spy is going to be there in Cantina along with Hera and Ezra. And then Crew as well is going to be in that tier 1. Those you should definitely focus on. Those are going to give you fleet. Phoenix is going to give you arena, your regular squad arena. So trying to look to give you some balance there. Balance in the force. Some balance between fleet and arena shards to try to help you out with your payouts and progressing in the game. Cantina store doesn't change that much. Taking Qui-Gon off of the guide completely. But we moved over First Order Officer over to that first tier. The first tier would now have 4 characters for pretty much each one of these. As well as Biston. Biston is going to be in tier 1 as well now. As opposed to tier 4. And then our Galactic War Store, the only thing we did is move over Biggs into tier 1. And my man Poggle the Lesser. And then Soldier is going to kind of be, he's in tier 3 just because that's where I had the open slot. But he's really going to be kind of bouncing around between tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 for you, to be honest with you. You're going to unlock him during tier 1. The game is going to give him to you. And then you need to work on him throughout the game to get his star count up, his gear, and things of that nature. But you're going to see him in tier 3. But you're going to want to start working on him as soon as possible. And then tier 2, this is as far as I'll go as far as what we've changed. Tier 2 has all the Old Republic tunes in them. So Bastila, Jolie, and Zalabar. So they're going to be your light and dark side, along with Jango Fett is going to be light and dark side in tier 2. Cantina, we've got T3M4 and Mission Val are there, along with Old Ben and TIE Fighter Pilot for Cantina. Your arena store, Greedo is actually over on Tier 1, along with Admiral Akbar is in there for your arena store for Tier 1. And Tier 2, you still have Stormtrooper Han, you still have Leia, and then you're going to have IG-88 in there, and HK-47. HK-47 is going to be the last one you touch on that one. And then our Cantina store, Biston's U-Wing is in there. Or not Biston's. Cassian's U-Wing is in there. Man, I don't remember what the other ones I put in there. Oh, I put Ahsoka Tano, Old Daka, Cassian's U-Wing. I put something else there. I can't remember. But there's another character there, so it's 4 characters. Qui-Gon is out of there completely. I probably wouldn't farm him unless you don't have anything else to farm and you're just trying to complete your collection at that point. And then Galactic War Store will have K2SO, along with Captain Phasma and Magma Trooper. So you're going to see a focus on troopers. You're going to see a focus on your Old Republic early. So your unlocks, you'll actually have 4 unlocks in Tier 2. You'll have Jedi Knight Revan, you'll have Grandmaster Yoda, you will have R2-D2, and you will have CLS. Now, speaking of CLS, that is the other team. There's actually 2 teams for him, so he can go and literally solo it himself. I would recommend putting on the Zeta. It binds all things prior to going in and doing so. It does not require gear 12, but I would say gear 11 is going to be good. Awesome, Brian. Awesome. Thanks for coming. I definitely appreciate you coming into the Discord as well, man. And appreciate you hitting that subscription button. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything, brother. So CLS can solo the pit raid by himself. So depending on which route you want to go, because he is probably one of the easier. He's probably I don't know, between him and Jedi Knight Revan, those 2 are the 2 easiest hero journey events, and those are rare legendary events that you're going to have there. R2-D2 is just a normal legendary. Grandmaster Yoda is a normal legendary. Grand Admiral Thrawn is a normal legendary. So is Papa Palpatine. However, the hero journey events are supposed to be super rare. However, for whatever reason, Jedi Knight Revan and Darth Revan seem to be on the same wavelength as your regular legendary events, which is mind-blowing to me. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. CLS is probably going to be one of the easier ones that you're going to have to do. It's definitely an easier farm, a quicker farm, as far as unlocking the characters than what the Old Republic are. However, I still highly recommend going Old Republic first and unlocking Jedi Knight Revan. You'll have majority of the characters that you need for that team just from unlocking him with Bastila and Jolie Bindo. Make that team go. You can suffice with, Kanan and Ezra until you can unlock 7-star Grandmaster Yoda. And then really all you're missing at that point is General Kenobi in the team. Some people run Hoda. There's a couple of different things. You're absolutely right, Rayson. Tier 3 is going to have Darth Revan and Malak in it. So we're talking about Tier 3 having Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan, Malak, Chewbacca, CLS, Grandmaster Yoda, R2-D2, BB-8, Grand Admiral Thrawn, and Papa Palpatine. Okay, and we're talking about really this is mid-late game ish. Like you're not even to the end game yet, and you're pretty much almost done with your CLS team. Outside of C-3PO, you have Darth Revan, that Darth Revan team. You'll have Jedi Knight Revan and that team. So you will have some of the biggest meta teams out there. The 3 top meta teams out there with CLS, Jedi Knight Revan, and Darth Revan. in the mid to late game, which is going to be fantastic for you in Grand Arena in your arena. It's going to be great for your guild for territory wars. And then it's going to help you out with territory battles. Geonosian territory battles is insane. I'm assuming that light side, that's dark side, and I'm assuming light side is going to be just as insane. It's definitely set up for Gear 13 by far. So that is the road for you to go. And the path for you to go really is Phoenix, Jedi Knight Revan, Darth Revan, R2D2, CLS. That's what's recommended, okay? Or you can go Jedi Knight Revan, CLS, Darth Revan, Malak. Darth Revan and Malak are a little bit longer farms, so require a lot of gear requirements and things like that. All right, so hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode. We talked a little bit about the pit solo raid, soloing the pit raid, and what team to really take in there first. Evo, what do you think about that? Taking that Empire team in, putting that Zeta on Darth Vader.
I mean, I'm all for that. I didn't until you mentioned the Veda Zeta a little while ago. I didn't realize that it would actually benefit when he wasn't in the leader slot. So it's definitely a cool way to go. The Empire team is, in my opinion, it's always good to gear out and focus on.
Absolutely.
So I mean, I love the CLS solo, but it's not easy to do, and it's not foolproof. So I mean, it sounds fun trying to go the Empire route.
Yeah, CLS definitely becomes more so foolproof once you've unlocked 7-star Han Solo, which is the whole point of the pit raid. So at that point, you're just competing for gear, which is actually important. Raid gear is important in the game, but that's what you'd be using that from the time forward. So to get to your 7-star Han Solo, doing that Zeta on Darth Vader is definitely the way to go. And it gets you in there early. They're going to be one of the first teams you unlock at 7 stars. And as he says, as he said, Vader's leadership ability does help out even when he's not in the leadership slot. Even when he's not in the leadership slot. Okay? So with that, what that's going to do for you is continue to add buffs or debuffs to your enemy team, which is going to feed the turn meter for the Papa Palpatine Express. All right, so we're going to get out of here, guys. My name is Itachi, and his name is
Evo.
And thank you guys very much for joining us on the Imperial Military Podcast Show. We're going to get out of here. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscription button. We only have 4 likes. We've got 6 people watching. Smash that like button now. Smash, smash, smash. We should have 6 likes. Smash that like button before we get off. We should fill it up, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Rayson says, whoop, whoop, had fun. I'm glad you did, and so glad that you're back, brother, and being able to enjoy our videos. Don't forget to hit that notification bell if you are subscribed so you don't miss a thing. And until next time, my friends, we can go ahead and throw up the deuces. Peace out, y'all.